Alright, so I guess I just got done doing my little sun gazing. Sun out nice today though. Hey, it's out there nice. I don't know what we want to talk about today for the most part with these videos. My goal is just to get out here and talk and do more of a free flowing talk for the most part. You know, I guess I'm trying to work up my talk game and get better at it because you just never know when specific situations are going to rise. So the goal is just to be able to talk at will and just be able to retrieve information at will. So I guess why I like practicing doing my videos for the most part, you know. So I'm gonna keep practicing. I'm gonna keep doing them, and I don't know what I want to talk about, but I guess we can talk about. Let's talk about we're dealing with the we talked about last night exercise, movement, and kids for the most part. Hold on, y'all know I gotta put it back on the sun now. All right, here we go. So let's talk about exercise and movement and things like that, dealing with kids in school and education, and you know, being able to concentrate for the most part. What up, Jay? How you doing, Ryan? So a lot of times, I guess the kids, you know, they get up in the morning, you know, they have their breakfast, and they go to school for the most part, right? You know, my thing is I'm more of a fanatic of what I like to do with myself and my kids and my family. I'm more of a big fanatic of getting your movement in before you get your education in, you know, like sitting down and sitting in one spot. Why? Because I'm all about getting the blood flow moving all throughout the body. You know, that's why, you know, even that's why, like, you know, you got to, like, I would say about 40, 50, 60 years ago, even 30, 40 years ago, that's why kids used to walk to school. Like, you know, they were getting a good amount of blood flow moving throughout their whole entire body. And when it goes at it, what up, Tony Tiger? What up, so I'm all about, you know, make sure the kids get a good amount of blood flow to the brain for the most part, because if you not getting no blood flow to the brain, it's gonna make it difficult for the kids and really anybody else in general to concentrate, you know, and focus on the tasks, whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's at home school, screen school, public school, private school, X-Men school. It's gonna make it difficult to focus and to take in new information that you're willing to learn for the most part. So I'm kind of more of a, man, hey, I'm chilling, man. You know, hey, out in this country, loving this sun. Hey, I'm out there. I'm with it still though. But yeah. So I'm more of a fanatic of just you know, making sure we get specific movements. You know, you don't have to get out there and try to. You remember how, like, for those of us in the military, you ain't got to try to get out there and like and just destroy yourself like we used to do in boot camp and have yourself all tired and broken down. The goal is just to get out there and just give your body just a tiny bit of stimulation in the beginning. So like even if let's say like if you know, you was out there for like the first 2-3 weeks and if you're not used to moving for the most part, let's say we're doing a lot of homeschooling nowadays, you know. So the goal is just get out there and I don't care for like 10, 15 minutes 2 to 3 times a day or 5 to 10 minutes a few times a day. I don't care what age, if it's from 2 years old, 'cause I have my 2-year-old, my 2-year-old, he's out there moving too with us. You know, he do a lot of moving with us too. And I don't care if you're out there just moving or doing like a specific type of a workout regimen for the most part. But the goal is I want you to be able to move every part of your body, especially your hands, your feet, your facial muscles, your core, and your glutes for the most part. You know, those are some of the main areas of the body you want to move the most. Why? Because you got so many arteries and I forgot the name of the small arteries for the most part in your hands and your feet and your face, and you got a lot of your glutes are the biggest glute muscles, and your abdominals, that's why a lot of your organs are for the most part. So I like to be able to move and I see you used to using space, man. Come on, man. You know I had Doug, man. Doug would be drunk and bid 6 and only had 3 books, man. So I had to underbid the whole time, man. Yeah, just put it this way, you know I was the best. But yeah, so like I was talking about, yeah, for the most part, you want to be able to get the kids to move, and you want to be able to, those parts I mentioned with the hands, the feet, the hands, the feet, the face. You want to be able to get the blood flow moving in those areas too, right there, because if you get the blood flow moving in those areas, it makes it easier for your whole entire body to relax. What I mean by that, anytime you inhale and hold your breath, on the inhalation, that's when like a lot of the muscles are gonna all throughout your body, except your hands and face, your hands and feet for the most part, they're all gonna constrict for the most part. Your hands are gonna relax and your feet are gonna relax when you inhale and hold it. So that's something we don't want that for the most part. But on the exhalation, that's when your hands contract, your feet muscles contract, and the rest of your body muscle, it's like it tends to it tends to relax and everything. It creates a lot of vasodilation. But your hands and your fingers and your toes, it kind of creates that pump to make everything else pump throughout the whole entire body for blood circulation for the most part. And that's kind of what we want for the most part. So you want to kind of you always want to try to really focus on your breath for the most part. And after you get the breath down, what up, Reese? I'm chilling, you know, out in the sun, you know. So you want to really just kind of get the breath down, but you always want to continue to make sure you're moving. You know, I don't care if you're out there doing jumping jacks, bear crawls. I don't care if you're doing something that people don't do a lot of. Jump up in the air and spin around. You might want to jump in the air and spin around, like do 180 jump left, do 180 jump right. But the goal is to continue to move. I don't care if you got to go out in the street and what I'm going to have my kids doing later on today is they're going to go out in the street and probably about in 45 minutes. It's going to be probably about 200 to 300 yards, and we're going to squat down low and we're going to walk backwards, you know. So the goal is I want to be able to get the whole entire body moving for the most part, you know. But see, by doing that, that makes it easier. That makes it easier, especially if you can focus on your breath and get your breath right. That makes it easier for you to get the blood flow to the brain for the most part. It makes it easier for everything to be a lot more relaxed. You don't want to overdo it, because when you overdo it, overstrain and overmove like that, it's going to put more stress on your body, and that's going to cause a lot more vasoconstriction. Remember, vaso arteries constriction is more of a constriction of the blood vessels. It's tightening. Dilation is dilating the arteries, dilating the blood vessels for the most part. So we want to create a lot of vasodilation so you can get a large amount of blood flow. Hey, Rippling, you want to get a large amount of blood flow to the brain for the most part, and that's kind of what we want to do. You know, Rippling, you do your exercises? Rippling, you do your exercises? Oh, now he don't want to talk to me, y'all. He tripping. But so that's kind of what we want to do for the most part. You know, you want to be able to move and get the maximum amount of blood flow to the head, because then when you do that, now all of a sudden you got that blood going to the prefrontal cortex. It makes it so much easier to concentrate, to focus, to take in information and to assimilate it. Because once it gets to the prefrontal cortex, then the moment the prefrontal cortex is going to help direct the information, whether to the hypothalamus, well, not the hypothalamus, but more to the I can't think of it, but the cerebellum, and I forgot the part that's loaded. It deals with the memory for the most part, the hippocampus, things like that, and all your parts of the brain, whether it's the basal ganglia. So you want that prefrontal cortex to take in that information, concentrate, and delegate for the most part. And that's kind of what we want to do, y'all. So we want to just get out there, make sure the kids get to move and everything, man, because I think that's so important. You know, I feel like, you know, as y'all know, I always talk about a lot of time I had what they call ADD. Man, I made straight F's in school, you know. So I didn't, yeah, a lot I had to do with all the sweets I was eating for the most part. I just couldn't concentrate, you know. You couldn't sit me down for 2 minutes. I just couldn't concentrate, you know, because the lifestyle I lived for the most part, and I just didn't focus. But I knew if I would did a lot more exercise and knew more about this, and I don't care if it was just, you know, getting up and doing 30, 45 jumping jacks, you know, for like 1 or 2 minutes every hour. That's going to help a lot too, because you get more blood flow to the brain. Because the more you just, he over here singing over doing his ABCs. But the more you do all that stuff, it makes it so much more easier for you, you know, and you just continue to get better and better and better at it. And that's kind of what we want to do for the kids too, man, because, man, the brain development is important, you know. Like, we can eat all the best foods we want. We can eat all the best foods we want, but if the blood flow is not going to those parts of the body, it's going to be a struggle. And if we're not getting blood flow to the brain, how are we going to be able to send those electrical currents through the nervous system all the way to different parts of the body, whether it's the organs, whether it's the muscles, the skin, the fascia. So we gotta make sure we get that good blood flow, and that's why really the neck muscle. That's why, you know, even if you can sit up there and do 5 to 10 minutes worth of neck movements, 10 minutes worth of neck movements every single morning, just move your neck, you know, do the small arm circles, things like that. That makes a big difference for those who are especially into the academic fields for the most part, even for the athletes too. But the academic is really important, because now you're gonna get that good amount of blood flow. How you doing, Stacy? What up, Roger? It's gonna get that good amount of blood flow going to the brain for the most part, and that's kind of what we want right there, you know. And by doing that, it makes it easier for the kids to have better memories, have better memory storage, not just look at something and remember it and forget it like a couple of days later. You know, they're gonna be able to retrieve it years down the road, and that's why movement is so important, because you can store a lot of, just like you can store strength in your energy, you can store a lot of nutrition, you can store memory, you can store future memory, you can store past memory, you can do whatever you want in all parts of your body. That's why it's very important to make sure every part of your body get moved. So for example, a lot of us got tight hips, tight ankles, but think about it, if you got tight hips or tight lower back, that's a lot of restriction of blood flow. It's not gonna be able to get down to the lower part of your body. and that's a lot of issues that's gonna be going on. Not with that, but it's gonna put it away. The stiffer you are, the more difficult it's gonna be for you to have a more free flowing movement, memory for the most part. We want to make sure we just get the blood flow to all the different parts. So you don't have to just sit there and do like, oh, we're gonna do about 200 squats. No, get out there and do some bear crawls, jump, do some frog jumps, walk backwards, move in a billion ways, close your eyes and do things. Stand on one leg, just do it different. A whole bunch of what up, Trevor? Just do a whole bunch of simple things that's gonna make it so much more efficient for you to get the blood flow to the brain. Because once the body learns to become relaxed, and once you're at a state of ease, then that's when you can pick up the intensity movement. Now when you pick up the intensity movement, now you're able to store more stuff off from there. That's when you get out in the sun a lot more. That's when you can eat more of the better foods. And the more you move your body as one, that's when you can eat specific foods. Let's say like for example, some people might not can't eat a lot of high fatty foods for the most part. But when you start getting out there and doing stuff like bear crawls and climbing trees and treating your whole body as one unit, man, that's gonna make your digestive system work so efficiently that, man, you're gonna be able to break down that stuff like it's nothing. You know, it's like some people they just don't eat like, you know, like avocados and nuts and seeds, things like that. But like I said, once you learn how to move your body as one and become really high voltage, man, you're gonna be breaking that stuff down so easy. It's gonna be flowing so good. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be real crazy. So, what up? Is that Bear Keeper? I've never even seen this person before, but how you doing? But yeah, so that's kind of why we want to get out there and move for the kids, man, because I know it'll make their education levels so much more effortless. It'll make them being able to learn at ease, learn on their own, self education on their own so much more easy, you know, because, man, you'll be surprised, man. Kids are real smart, man. Kids are real smart, man. Like, I sit there and watch my kids, like, man, I don't know where the information comes from. Like, one of my daughters, my oldest one, you know, she sits there, she read almost 18, 20 hours a day, you know, and she literally thinks like she's smarter than everybody in the world. I be getting mad sometimes. I'm like, man, you don't shut the hell up with all that. Yeah, but that's what she do. That's what she do. Like how I do what I do. She do what she do. Like, she sit in the room. She sit outside. Matter of fact, she sit outside in the sun under the shade for at least about 4 or 5 hours. They just reading books. 4 or 5 hours they reading books. 14 years old, she been doing that. I don't know for how many years, you know. So, but just think what it's gonna do to her brain development when she get older. But what I'm doing with her now is hey, it is. Economic truth is a real deal. But so like when she get older, like when she get 15, 16, 17, well, yeah, her brain's gonna function so much more better. But what I was saying was, so like what we like to do is my goal is, because see, her body is not as fluid as it should be. But when her body get as fluid, man, it's gonna take her education level up to so much more, because she's gonna be real creative. That's why I like to make sure my kids get a good amount of sun for the most part. Even if they're not getting the sun on their skin, I told them, I don't care, just get outside and you can be under the shade for the most part. Like, it was like 97 degrees, over 100 degrees yesterday for the most part. We was outside all day long, but what we did was, okay, so even though, yes, I can handle the sun, we all can handle the sun, but we played it smart, you know. We was in the shade all day, then we go out and get a little sun, but for the most part, we were just in the shade all day, enjoy that breeze. But we was outside getting that light on us for the most part, you know, because we don't even use air conditioners for the most part. We like to just let our bodies flow natural for the most part. But yeah, so that sun is what up, Ronald? That sun is real good on you, man. That sun is, man, it's powerful, man, and I feel like it helps us so much more. I guarantee you, man, if for those kids who aren't as active, especially when they first wake up, you know, instead of like doing that homeschool or public school or screen schooling, get out there and just move for like 45 minutes. Same thing with the parents. Get out there and move for like 45 minutes to an hour every single day. If you don't have enough time in the morning time, what do? You get up and you move for 2 minutes every single day. Now, everybody can get up, set their alarm clock. I don't even use alarm clock, but if you use alarm clock, you can get up, you can set your alarm clock for 2 minutes and do jumping jack for 2 minutes straight, non-stop. You do it every single day for like 1 or 2 weeks, and you're gonna realize, okay, I got more energy. Now I can do more stuff at work. Now I can sleep a little bit better. You know, just have 2 minutes, and you take that 2 minutes, and you're gonna go to 4 minutes and things like that for the most part. So it's gonna make a big difference. You know, you're gonna be going to 4 minutes for the most part. You know, you go up to 6 minutes, you go up to 8 minutes, you go up to 10 minutes. I'm chilling, Ronald. I'm chilling. You're just enjoying this good sun for the most part. So yeah, you're gonna be getting that good sun for the most part, and after that, then your energy level's gonna start going up. You're gonna start feeling more fluid. Matter of fact, see, this was something I did back in 2016, I think it was. No, 2016. or 2007. I said, you know, I said, I'm changing my whole entire stuff. So I got up every day and I would do stuff for like, how you doing, Tracy? How you doing, Brittany? So I did stuff for like about 1 to 2 minutes every single day. They say I would get up, I did jumping jacks, body weight squats, bridge push-ups. I don't know, I did a few other things. That took maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. And I was just doing it and doing it. Oh, I was doing circles, like spinning around in circles too. And I was just doing it, maybe like, I spent like 3 minutes every single day doing it. And then when I first started doing it, because I did when I first got, I was like, I'm kind of stiff. But I noticed after like 2 weeks, okay, it became fluid. Then I just started adding more stuff, more stuff. And now it's like I'm up to like maybe it's like a lot, 3-4 hours a day. I don't know, I do a lot. How you doing, Alessandra? So now so then I got to the point where I was doing, you know, so I got to the point where I was doing maybe like 5-10 minutes, then 15 and 20 minutes, and I was just fluid with it. And I noticed I'm like, this is too simple. But as I kept doing it, I noticed my fluid energy throughout the day was so much more higher than, what up, Trey, than just doing like the typical things for the most part. And that's what made everything so much more fluid in my life. And by doing that, I was able to keep my neck muscles a lot more relaxed. Because remember, think about it, when your neck muscles are relaxed, you'll get more blood flow. But when you like stress and cursing and got all these issues and worries and fear going on so much more, man, do you know how much pressure that's going to put on your neck and how much vasoconstriction that's going to have? That's going to activate, because you have what they call the anterior scaleton has its own nervous system, autonomic nervous system for the most part, sympathetic activity. And once that starts to restrict, that's going to restrict a lot of blood flow going up to your face. Remember, you got the arteries going up to your face and through the back of your head, they get up to the brain. And once those become restrict, yo, man, the blood pressure starts to rise. You're going to start restricting blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is very important. That's what I keep talking about. And that's something we don't want. So that's why the exercise and movement is not only important for the kids, but for you, your parents, everybody. Y'all gotta get up and get out and move, man. Get up and get out and move, and it's gonna make it so much more powerful, so much more effectively, not just now, but long term. And then you continue to do it every single day. And then you might get up and you might just be like, okay, for those who like to pray, you might want to start to pray for like 10, 20, 15, 20, 30 minutes every single day, or 4 to 5 times a day. I actually got to like doing my meditation prayer like 4 to 5 times a day now. You know, that was a goal of mine when I was talking to one of my homeboy. He's like a big time Christian. Like, he really feel like, man, if you such and such and such and such, you going to hell. Yeah, he crazy with it like that. But we still have a lot of good conversations. But it was you kind of we want to focus on that, you know. But so just imagine like with kids with like so-called. So I'm gonna call them so-called learning disability, because I just feel like it's just the ability that your brain's not able to get activated for the most part. But the more the kids start moving and playing, and I'm talking about like literally crawling and climbing trees, because the more you climb, the more you crawl and move your body at once, that's a different type of hertz. You're going to start to be able to increase, and you're going to start to be able to pick up on different frequencies, and you're going to start to get blood to a specific part of the brain region that you wasn't used to getting to. And that's what we want right there. We want to be able to get the blood flow to different parts of the brain region that has not been able to use to. Because if we always doing the same thing, you know, we're going to do the push-ups, we're going to do the bench press. Okay, kids, come do your squats. Okay, kids, come do this. No, let them kids get out there, run wild and play, and just do for like 45 minutes to an hour to 2-3 hours every single day. You know, just get out there. They might, in the beginning, they might not like it. But in the beginning, you know, just start maybe like 2 to 3 minutes a day. 2 to 3 minutes seem like nothing, but it's gonna let your body naturally adapt. And then that 2 to 3 minutes is gonna easily turn to 5 to 10 to 15 minutes. That's kind of how we did, like even when we started homeschooling Lorenzo. You know, listen, all we did was like 5 minutes a day. Okay, Lorenzo, just do 5 minutes a day. Think about it, because he didn't have the ability to concentrate and focus on things, on anything. The only thing he was able to focus on was video games. So we let him play video games all day long. But guess what? Now he can do like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 hours all day long. And it's easy. He can easily focus. God dang, I missed that other thing. Which is, hold on. I'm out here listening to you getting sun while you're working. Sent you a couple of photos. I'm going to check them out. Yeah, man, that neck blood flow, man, it's crazy, man. How you doing, Jane? That neck blood flow is crazy, man, because we do a lot of movements, but we don't focus on those things. We don't focus on the front part of our neck, the back part of our neck. We don't focus on those. We always want to focus on the sexy stuff. But man, once you get to focus on the neck, the hands, the feet, man, that's going to open up so much more blood flow. And like I said, I don't care how much of the good food you eat. If you stress, you're not getting that blood flow to those parts of the brain, those parts of the body. You're not getting that nutrition. You're not going to be able to even assimilate the sun because you're going to be so restricted, because you're not going to have the blood flow. Because in order for you really to get the blood flow to be assimilated, the sun to be assimilated, you got to be able to get that sun. You got to be able to get that blood flow to the skin, so the sun can be able to be absorbed to the skin for the most part. If you don't have a good concentration amount of arteries going to your skin for the most part, it's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle. That's what stress gonna continue to happen. Then now all of a sudden, now you're rejecting the sun. See, you're rejecting the sun all of a sudden. So we want to be able to make sure we just continue to move for the most part, man. It's important, especially during this time. Because we on so-called lockdown. But man, it's like the best time to get out and move and do a billion different things. This is kind of like a time where your kids can be able to explore different type of things, open up do something new, because who knows, they might open up a different part of their brain that they never ever experienced before. Think about it. And the parents at home, and y'all got the ability to do that too. And all of a sudden, all those so-called learning disabilities, guess what? They can be wiped out, and your kids can go from having to take all those. I'm not saying get off the drugs or anything, but they can go from having to be dependent on the pills to all of a sudden they can find a new way, a specific type of movement that they do every single day that helps them concentrate and focus so much. Don't nobody know everything. I'm just saying, just be creative. We all got a brain. I got a brain, you got a brain, they got a brain. What's the difference? Only thing is we got the ability to tap into a specific type of frequency that nobody's ever tapped into before. We all got a brain, we all different. So we can just tap into all this stuff, man. That's why yoga is so important. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not a yoga person, but I agree with it, man. That yoga is fire, man, because that's all we're doing. I like to look at yoga for the most part yoga does a good job of creating what we like to call streaming potentials for the most part, because you're gonna open up that blood flow. It's gonna be flowing for the most part. Movement, it's kind of like when you're doing stretching, exercise. Like a relaxed type of massage for the most part. I kind of look at it it does a good job of opening the streaming potential. But once you do a lot of knees and percussion and the podium and things like that, that opens up the positive electrical potential. That's how you keep your body electrical for the most part. But the stream potential is going to bring all that extra nutrition to the area that it needs. All those ions and electrons, protons, and things like that. So now all of a sudden when you get the kneading, that's going to open up the positive electric effect. And that's really why massage is so important for kids too. Oh man, get your kids massages, man. Like my kids, man. I try to massage them all the time. Even my wife, I try to massage them all the time, because one thing you notice is once you get the blood flow moving, once you get the muscle tension to relax, moving becomes so easy. All of a sudden, you can take somebody who used to squat, let's say 800 pounds, and all of a sudden they struggling with 400 pounds now because they got so much tightness and tension. By 3-4 sessions, they back to doing 800 pounds. Like, where'd it come from? Once you start to get the blood flow going and restabilize those muscles, remember the cerebellum stores everything. Everything's gonna come back. It come back so much more faster, But at the same time, the goal is, like I keep saying, you want to make sure we be able to get the blood flow relaxed. Not the blood flow relaxed, but you want to make sure you get I'm keep talking about these necks, but you want to get these neck muscles relaxed so much more, because it makes such a big difference. It makes a powerful difference in getting the blood flow to the brain. And I'm keep saying the same thing over and over and over, because who knows, it might stimulate something in y'all thought processes too, for the most part. So that's kind of what it's all about, y'all, man. Really just keep everything relaxed. And once you stimulate that specific part of the brain, you keep doing it over and over, and then you can sit there and do your little mental exercises. Kind of like you just sit there and you do the mental exercise over and over and over and over. And next you know, you start to do it, and then now all of a sudden, the mama might say the nerves that wire together, fire together, fire together, wire together. Now so you start to do different type of things, and then it becomes secondhand nature. Now you ain't got to worry about using so much more energy. Now it just becomes second nature. It's kind of like walking. That's what we want to do, So that's kind of how learning can be made simple. Listen, y'all, I made straight F's in high school. I was all the way else, I don't know how I passed. I failed every single grade from 3rd grade. I don't know how I graduated high school. Really, they just passed me, to be honest, for the most part. But how did I go from a person like that to all of a sudden when I was after I got the military, I went to college. At first, I was making A's and B's, but I was struggling making A's and B's. Actually I made all A's. I was struggling making all A's for the most part, and I had to study and I had to pay attention real hard. But once I got into the different type of lifestyle, started doing the different type of things, I was able to, everything the teacher said, I remembered just like that. Just like it was just crazy, So yeah, it makes a big difference, and I wasn't having to study, I wasn't doing anything. Same thing with the massage school, I would just be, you know, it just came so natural. But if I would have did the exact same thing and took these exact same classes maybe like 4 or 5 years earlier, I would have made all else. Like when I first got out of high school, I went to college. Man, I wasted money because I think I failed every single class in college for the most part. That's why I was going to TSTC out in Waco for the most part for some type of computer stuff. I couldn't focus. You know, I couldn't focus. You know, but once I was able to focus, it just took it to a whole new level, man. It just took it to a whole new level. And one of the main things, I'm gonna tell you something. One of the main things that made me focus the most was when I got to what up, Mark? I'm chilling, Mr. Lamb. But one of the main things that helped me focus so much more efficiently for the most part was I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I stopped eating brown rice, this is before I stopped eating meat and all the other stuff. When I started eating brown rice, and from brown rice to black beans, what? We talking about razor focus. You couldn't tell me nothing then because my focus, this was like back in 2010, I think. My focus was crazy, you know. So, but that's some of the difference that how what nutrition could do for the most part. But that brown rice had my neck so tight, I couldn't think. Because if you stress, you don't get the blood flow to the brain. And all of a sudden, guess what? Cortisol started to rise, blood pressure started to rise. And when we talked about the C1, the vertebral artery, the vertebral artery coming out of C1 that has that what up, Antonio? That deals a lot with the high blood pressure. Let me tell you something. I don't know how I got to talking about this, but we're gonna talk about the high blood pressure. Just a tiny bit. You put a little bit of pressure on the vertebral artery, and your blood pressure is gonna rise. You take pressure off that vertebral artery. Guess what? The blood pressure is really going to decrease. You got the vertebral artery, you got the muscles around the posterior neck. Once you take pressure off there around the C1 area, and the suboccipitals, and your lateral obliques for the most part, and that's going to really relax the muscle and let the blood flow, and blood pressure really decrease. Man, it's been studies on this. It's crazy. You'd be surprised what says has been done on that. But anyway, man, we're talking about the kids, y'all, man. Get those kids out and be active, you know. Having them some simple mental exercises. They can play like they're doing, because eventually, with imagination, kids had crazy imagination. Like, I'm never gonna let my kids lose them. My son, 12 years old, he still got a crazy imagination. I'm not gonna let them lose their imagination, because soon you lose your imagination, you lose the ability to create and think. Y'all remember the Muppet Babies? We all remember what the Muppet Babies used to do when we was kids, man. The Muppet Babies, they had so much fun, and all they did was imagine. So, man, just don't let your kids lose the ability to imagine. Because, man, when stress happens, it happens, and the goal is we want to be able to tear. Because if we get our kids out here now moving, like early in the morning when they first, I'm talking about as soon as they wake up, they get to moving, it's gonna make life so much more easier down the road for the most part, and that's kind of what we want to do, you know. We'll probably talk about a little bit of food next time. Now we don't even talk about food, y'all. We're just gonna stick with movement in the sun. Movement in the sun. Movement in the sun. Because let me tell you something. One thing I learned with my kids, if you just put them in a position, like for instance, one of my kids, Ripley, all he want to eat is watermelon right now. Why? Because the sun is out. He says it's hot, I want watermelon. That's all he want to eat. He don't care about nothing else. He just want to eat watermelon for the most part. How you doing, Miss Nancy? So that's all Ripley wants to eat is watermelon right now, and he's really loving the watermelon, you know, because it keeps him hydrated. And it keeps him going all day long. And he doesn't have the issues for the most part. But with him, he's able to focus. So he does a really good job of focusing for the most part. Now, we didn't have to teach him anything dealing with focus. It just happened naturally for him. You know, I don't know if it's because he see me sitting and do everything I do all the time for the most part, but Ripley does a good job of staying focused. But like the goal is we want to just make sure these kids just get out and stay active. Since they're not in school right now, just let them get out and move. And when they start back, whether it's the public school, the private school, whatever type of school they go back to next year, they're going to be able to be a lot more efficient in being focused and concentrate, and the grades should skyrocket. You know, because once they get out and move, just move in a billion, quadrillion ways. Is quadrillion even a word, y'all? I don't even know if it's a word. How you doing, Laura? How you doing? So I don't know if quadrillion is even a word, but you learn if they can learn how to move in a quadrillion way, man, that's going. Do you know what it's going to do to the brain? That's going to stimulate so many different parts of the brain that they haven't had ever stimulated in their lifetime, and that's what they want. And remember, parents, you want not just for the kids, but for you too. The neck is one of the most important things you want to keep relaxed. I don't care if you got to sit there and do about 10 to 15 minutes worth of simple neck movements. I do this a lot, y'all. I do this a lot. I do a lot just to keep my neck relaxed for the most part, because I want to make sure I get the blood flow up to my brain. I feel like that's the most important thing. And another most important thing is we want to kind of make sure that we keep the muscles relaxed. Because if the muscles not okay, so we're talking about the tight muscles. If the muscles not getting to the brain, that's only one part. But if the muscles not in the relaxed, active, relaxed state, see, now that's going to impair the lymphatic coming from the brain, and the lymphatics coming from the neck on down. That's going to impair the lymphatic and the venous circulation. So all of a sudden, now once you got all those tight muscles, that's going to impair the ability for the blood from the venous circulation to drain properly, from the lymphatic from the brain to drain properly into the lymphatic system and whatever needs and be dispersed for the most part. And that's what we want to kind of make sure that they say is happening too, because once that happens, it's going to make it a challenge for the blood to stay, for the blood flow to get into the brain. Because how can blood flow get into the area where you got old stagnated blood that's just stuck in one specific area? And when you start to drain that brain, the whole body starts to function so much more. And once you can do that with kids, it makes it so much more efficiently. And who knows, they just might become super creative. They might do, those 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids may create something that the world has never ever seen before. We just don't know. But once we just do something different, we're in a position. How you doing, Mr. Tyrone? What up, Manuel? Once we're in a position just to do these things, we can just be really creative. But this phone about to burn up. It's been in the sun too long. It's not real carbon. I gotta go do all my stuff. I gotta go get my kids out. We gotta go do some backward walks. So, you know, walk back. See what I'm saying? Walk backwards. We're gonna walk backwards. They're gonna squat down low. You're gonna squat down low like you're playing basketball. You know, we're just gonna walk back maybe like 200-300 yards, and that's gonna be a little movement for the day. They're gonna come in. We're gonna do like about 4 to 5 minutes worth of arm swings. We're gonna do some specific next type of stuff. We're gonna do some type of steps where you can just kind of relax the traps for the most part, because I want to make sure my kids have the max amount of blood flow. And then they're gonna. It's sad to say do what they're gonna do, but they have to get outside. And I don't care if they sit in the shade all day. They can sit in the shade all day long. But I want my kids outside and playing, doing those type of things, and that's what they're gonna do for the most part. Anyway, I'm out, y'all, because I've been talking way too long. So I kind of hope this stimulated something for y'all, and I kind of hope it's helpful, you know. So we're out. Dopamine, I mean, dope. That's that dopamine, I mean.